just make sure that you can hear well. And as we can see here from our tests, everything is okay. So please, if there are some problems, use the chat to write. Okay, so I'm really glad that we're having here our session today, because there are so many updates. And okay, if there is echo, I'll try to lower the voice, not the voice, the volume. Hope it's okay now. Well, okay. Okay, so let's see if it's better. Good, good. Thanks for the feedback given. Okay, I'm really glad to have this session today here, because we have really a lot of updates, and we mentioned that we have to work hard not only to develop but also to update you. As you have probably noticed, every update that we have, we update it also on our messaging system. So if there are some news, you will see the news. I'm already starting with some small things. You will see the news in the messages window. Now, also the things that you do and both things that we develop, they also appear in this message screen. On this message screen, we really recommend not to ignore it, but to use it wisely. So that we understand that this is not the only way for us to communicate. We're really glad that you're here, and we will show some of things, not everything, some of them. We will show them now today. Now I will start with some small things. I see that there are many people who are already years in our system, and both people who have only joined or quite new in the system. So I will start things from simple to advanced. Now the first thing that we have basically wanted to show you is that things don't have to be difficult, they have to be easy, and we are working really hard to make things easy. Yeah, and this is why I will not start from some very smart algorithms that we have added and we really did, but how to make things really make easier for you. And this is the test account, so you will see here it's not really functional, and we have chosen this account just to show how from zero we take it to some much more usable and functional and easy to use account. And by the way, if any one of you want me to show things on his account, because this is how your account will get upgraded too, I mean, I will do things that might really help or at least show on your specific case, then feel free to write it in your in the chat window, and I will do it. So meanwhile, I'm in Valigara, and it's really simple things that I will start with, and then more advanced, more things that really the core of the system. But I will start from some very simple and useful tricks on the UI and UX we have added. Now, so I will just click on one of the pages. We often see that you struggle a lot and you really use the system hard way. This is not the way. So let's show some small things that really enable it. So I will give an example. So normally we see that people, when they try to do something inside the eBay or Etsy or Amazon or wherever it is, okay? They go first to channels, and then from channels they go to eBay listings. Now all of us know that the eBay listings is a much more useful page, or for example, some page that we really often use, like batches, like like statistics. So we often want to use it. We want to use it quickly. So what we have added, you can see some small favorites star here, and you can give some name, and you will see that this page will appear on your screen. So instead of doing 2 or 3 steps, okay, we can access this page in just 1 click. Or for example, if I want to have in products some specific filter available for me all the time, by the way, you can click Ctrl Shift F just to open the search, to have the direct access to rings in my collection, right? I don't have to search for it all the time. I just can add this specific page to products, for example, rings, okay, or any search result, and it will just save you some time and some sanity, so you don't have to search it all the time. Or if I'm used to go to statistics, and then from statistics I'm going all the time to income, and in income I search for 90 days results. So it takes me 3 or 5 clicks. So instead of this, I can just add this incomes page, incomes 90 days, and that's it. So if I work all the time with batches, right? The batches, the batches is the work when you don't have to wait until some process runs. So all the information runs in batches. So if I want to schedule some post to eBay and it takes 2 hours, I just want to know when it's done. So for this case, batches are very useful, but I don't want to wait. I don't want to look for them all the time. I can add batches to my favorites, and this is the way to make your life really much easier. We see it here in our trading department that it works much better. So it's not some super duper smart things, but please make your life easier. Now, another example of this UI trick that we see that is very useful, you have probably noticed, we have added the commercial part of the product is the most heavy one with a lot of data. So first, we have all this shortcuts that go directly to the, for example, Etsy, right? And if I work on Etsy, I want to get directly there. And the go to top button, that helps a lot. And additional thing that maybe some of you haven't mentioned, we have 3 layouts here. Now, each one shows something different. One option is to show the current layout. Now, the second option just changes, everything is shown line after line, so it's easier for some of you. We've heard this feedback, it's easier to see line by line. Line by line, it's something very simple to use. And if you often work on the same fields, simply use the show frequently used fields, and it will take from your behavior, it will analyze it, and show you only the frequently used fields. It will be updated. So if you work more now on Etsy, so the Etsy fields will appear first. If you work more on eBay now or on some other fields, they will go up in this layout. So this is easy, and just use it and make your life easier, because all of you are traders. You work all the time in the system. So it's this is small, and just use it. Okay, so this is the UI UX we wanted to show you. Excuse me a second. And if you find things that work better for you, just show it. Just show it to us, and we always are looking for things to improve. Now, in every page we find things like this, and every page, all the time, we constantly rework things. So we are very open for you to bring your inputs. Basically, I don't know if you probably have mentioned, we have reworked all pages of the system, almost all pages of the system in depth to make the usage of the system much easier. So, for example, if some of you haven't used the system for a while, and I see that there are people who use Valigara only for websites, for example, so the eBay mass post to eBay was downgraded from 4 pages of some very difficult stuff to something very easy and small. Now, under UX parts, we have added also to all posting pages the templates, which are super important. The posting templates, they save all the data about the posting format you're using, so that next time you will not have to retype it. So I see some fixed post with smart repost. If I take the data, all the data will be taken from the specific format. So I can save, for example, if now I want to change the fixed price to auctions, for example, okay, and that's all that changed. So I will save it as auctions, okay, post with smart repost, and again save it. So for the next time, all the settings that I have defined will be already there. I don't have to re-enter them again. It's just a pity to do such a lot of movements, right? So all pages are being very much upgraded to be much easier. And but this is the UX part. It constantly changes. I'm sure that you have mentioned it lately. It was very important for me to show you the favorites and show you the different layouts of the page, of the product page, and also, of course, all kinds of templates. Wherever you find it, we see that it saves a lot of time. Now, this is one small thing I wanted to start with, and I see that more and more people join. Okay, so I'm glad that I didn't start with the core features. And now, okay, so the next thing that I wanted to basically to show you, and this is one of the major change that we have done in our system in the last time. And it's very important, I think. I want to make some introduction for those who hasn't used it before of the new variations type. Now, I will give some short background of this. Normally, when we post an item to any marketplace, we have some model, okay, with some items based on this model. Why is it important? As all of us know, this allows us to create better variation on any marketplace and to represent the information of the model and the specific listing, a specific item, basically, more precise. So there are two very important changes, additions, improvements that we have done. Now it's much easier now to create products based on some specific model. What was basically added in addition to the models page as you know it, with the type and collection and description, we have added the ability to write down all the general information of the product. So, for example, if I have on eBay.com, I'm 100% sure that the buy it now price for all items on this model will be $159. So I can write it down inside the model, and then once the product is created, I can save and create products when I will create products on this model. This buy it now eBay buy it nice price will be already inside, so you don't have to insert, for example, things like occasion, eBay occasion, or Amazon type, or Etsy Etsy uniqueness or Etsy keywords, you can put all this data inside this prototype, this model, and it will be taken to the products. Now, one thing, as you can already see, it asks me if to update the existing products. You can do it yes or no, whatever, this is your decision. And then I can basically create the model, as you know, the products based on the information. Now, if earlier you had to add the metals and gemstones, as all of us know, so instead of this, we can simply say, okay, I have already defined the metals and gemstones in my model. Okay, so please use it from there. And it saves a lot of time. For example, if you add additional gemstones, you can just say, okay, whatever is in my model, just create all the items. Now, in model, in addition, in the basic data, we can add matching materials or matching metals and matching gemstones. What does it basically mean? I can already inside the model define that the available metals are, for example, right, goldfield and whatever silver or rhodium plated, and this will be saved inside the model. So it's much easier to use it later. Now the same thing is relevant to the gemstones. I can add the relevant gemstones, and this is very important. I can define not the specific. You can see there are two options, either to define some stone parameters or to set some specific stones. So if I want to set some specific stone which matches this item, so I will just define it as usually by precise weight from 0.1 and to 5 karat, whatever, and filter the items. I will find all the specific items, and I will search and select these items. Okay, so this is the option with the specific items. But if I want to say, oh, I want all the stones, okay, all the stones, 1 karat and 2 karat, this matches my model. I can set it like this. It gives me the agility of adding more items based on the specific model. Okay, so this is the matching metals and matching gemstones for the models. So models were expanded very much with this things like quantity, like matching sizes, all the basic weight, diamond stock karat weight, the unrepeatable parameter. As you know, a repeatable parameter means that once the quantity goes to 0, this item will be removed from all the marketplaces. Okay, unlike all others. So the extension of basic commercial in models, and another thing that we have added here, in addition to save and create products, we have set a save and update products. So for example, now I have defined for the specific model some behavior like used for bar mitzvah and anniversary and whatever it is, right? Business gift and birthday. And I want it to be propagated to all items based on this model. So I can just write it inside the model and then just click save and update products. It will ask you if to overwrite the existing data or not. Yes, no, yes. Okay, this is your decision. So this is how the models were extended. They're much more flexible and much more operate with existing items, and it really saves a lot of work. Now, so what we have mentioned, that there is a lot of data operation that you have to do, and very often instead of doing it in Valigara, you export it to Excel and then take it back, which is always less convenient and always leads to mistakes. So we don't want you to do all these steps, but to make the work in Valigara more flexible. So one thing is models. Another thing that we have done is inside products. So we have very much extended the understanding of copying data inside the system. We have worked on the data really a lot. So I will give an example. Here in the system actions in products, we have the copy data option, and I will show additional cases that we have used, we have added. Now, in the previous version, the copy data had the ability to take some specific item. I will take, for example, some specific item, okay, from one item, and I can say, okay, take from this item, and they take all items with, for example, with some model. What was the model? A0, right? A0, A0, whatever, test variation. Okay, good. So I take items, all items within this model, and I want to copy from one product to all the other. Now we have here 10 items. I want to copy some specific fields, for example, the city, the country, all the metals information, all the quantities and gemstone, and so on and so on. Now, this is the programmer's joke that Tadam, you see it as a copy. Yeah, the Tadam function is seen only by me, by supervisors. So you also define if to overwrite or not to overwrite the existing data, and then Tadam, it starts the batch, and all the data will be copied. By the way, you can mention that this. Oh, I see that this batch has already completed. You can view the details. All the data was successfully copied. Very good. So now, in addition, what basically we have done here, when we go back to, now let's see what will happen. What will basically happen when we go back to the copy data? It will save the last usage, because normally we have to copy all the time all the same. So if I choose this, it will automatically put it back. So please save yourself time. It will take the recent 3 copies and just use it again. Now, in addition, what we have done into copying between the products, we have seen many cases when we have to copy it from one field to another field. Here it works a little bit different. We take the specific models, we don't have the source. Now let's say we want to take all the items, let's say all rings, okay, all rings we have in the system, and we want to take all the data from some source field, like eBay.com title. I want to take it into eBay COUK title, because I decided to expand my presence to additional marketplace. So mostly I will take the same titles, the same description, the same uniqueness, the same parameters. So I want to copy from, let's say, for example, from Amazon.com. Well, yeah, let's take it from Amazon.com bullet 1 to Amazon.com bullet 2. And I want to copy from I don't know, from BigCommerce price to whatever price, right? By the way, it will take only the matching fields of the same format. So now I can copy inside the product from one field to another. This is also extremely useful. It avoids you from just copy pasting things in Excel, and make yourself a favor. Don't export to Excel, do it inside Valigara. Now the last thing that we're asked to add, and it makes a lot of sense, it's still in beta, so this is first time you probably see it. Set new, you can define for every product What value to set? It's very simple. So I want to take all rings, for example, and I want to take the for example, eBay category 1. I want to set some specific during watches, engagement, and value engagement diamond. So for all rings that I have selected, the specific new value will be set. So instead of going to Excel and copy pasting it, you can already do it inside Valigara. Okay, so this is about copying the data inside Valigara, which is very useful, and this is a large part of your work, because what we want to do, we don't want you to do the Sisyphic work of sitting and copying pasting. It's just it's a waste. We want you to concentrate on important things, while all the automation tasks will be done here for you. So we create the model. Once the model is created, you easily propagate all the data. Now, if you have to update some data, we do it also easily inside the system, either by defining one item, or by taking data from model, or by copying pasting, because recently, I don't know, some of you are aware, but eBay Israel has done some very nice promotion of additional fields. Some sellers were allowed to post on eBay Amazon, on eBay SEO UK, on eBay Australia for no fees. So we have we received a lot of requests. Please take us to eBay SEO UK or Australia. And copying data from ebay.com to Australia and to UK takes exactly a few minutes by just taking, for example, by using copying data between fields. Because when we go to UK and Australia, of course, we have to plan some different titles and so on. But before we really take these marketplaces seriously, if we just have 3 months to be there, because this was the promotion by eBay, very important promotion by eBay, right? And it worked perfectly. For the beginning, taking the eBay title, the eBay price, the eBay categories, it was a matter of a few minutes. Now, so this is about copying data. And the last part of copying data is, of course, the latest improvements of our title generators, description generators, and formulas. Now, this is very important too. So let's say we have ebay.com and we want to switch to, or to extend to amazon.com. So we have to price somehow our ebay.com items. We already have the price. We want to price our amazon.com items. So we can use formulas for this. We have extended the formulas in this way that you can use any numeric field for this. So let's say I want to create some cost-based price. Okay, I can take, or let's say, yeah, cost-based price. I can take, let's say, gemstone 1 price, okay, and add to this gemstone 1 price. Let's see what we have here, something relevant in this specific account, multiplied by 1.23 plus, I want to add some, what do we have? Plus metal cost. Metal cost is the metals weight multiplied by metals price. And then I want to, let's say, the overhead multiplied by 1.5 plus 35 is my average overhead of shipping and handling. That's it. So I can use any field, I can create different field for whatever I want to create any formulas I want. Now, to apply the formula, I go to my products and I select the desired products, and then I want to apply this this calculation. Now we have the calculate values. I want to define what will be the field. So here I can choose, I don't know, Amazon price, and then I don't want to use this, and then cost-based price, override yes or no, and set. So for each item, it will create Amazon-based price. So this basically to replace your hassle of exporting to Excel and then putting it back. This is something you can use anytime, all the times. Okay, title templates were extended to, and some very interesting extension, as all of you probably know, eBay, Etsy, and Amazon dislikes spamming. What means spamming? It means that we have 100 items. Let's say we go to models. Let's go to models. And on one, very often we have 20, 100. Sometimes even we see people with 500 items based on one model. Now, if we automatically create titles for these models based only on the difference in, let's say, gemstone size, carat weight, or on metal purity and metal, these items will be very automatic, very similar. So what we have created, we have just to make it a little bit more variative. I will use it like this. I know that this is not the best keywords. Please don't throw X on me. But and then let's say whatever. And then if I want to add some free field, now what I really want, I want to put here something like comma. So I will do it this way. Now, when the title is being created, in one case it will take unique and comma, in other case handmade and then the minus sign, and this way all my items will be very all my titles will be very different. Now, as you probably know, the difference of suffix is that I can basically fill the title as much as I want. So this is the difference between the free field and the suffix field. So here, of course, we will have, let's say, woman jewelry and so on, right? And whatever. I am not really copywriting right now, and gift her, and so on. So this way, my idea is to create as much as more diversified titles, so that eBay and Etsy and Amazon and Bonanza and Sears and of course your users, your buyers will not find themselves in some place when they see 200 similar, very much similar titles. So this update is very important in our understanding, and we really hope that you will use it, because this is where the technology, the automation can help. This is about copying the data. Now, I'm afraid that I will cover only half of what we have planned for today, but it's already good. So the next part I would like to introduce today, and this is something very important. The images handling. Now, we have, from our experience today, almost none of our users use only one marketplace. Okay, this is not like this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Now, today, from the recent researches, 97% of e-tailers want to be multi-channel, 97. Now, so this this really takes us into how to diversify the catalogs, how to make every catalog look specific to some marketplace. So this is about the images. Now, as you all of you know, okay, you have the product images page. And the images are so important that you will always have some glimpse here. If you have items with low images count, it will always be here on the dashboard. You will find it here. By the way, we have added a lot of information to the dashboard so that you will see things in one place and in one look. Now, so what I wanted to explain today, to show today how to handle images easier in Valigara. Now, okay, we'll start from some product, and we will see that in every product we have the ability to handle images in two different ways. In some cases, well, I hope, yeah, this product has some images. So in this product, we have the ability to assign every image, each image, to different marketplaces. Not only to different marketplaces, but if we have different accounts under the same markets, it will be assigned to the specific marketplace, to the specific, shop. Okay, so I can define that this is relevant only for this marketplace. Okay, and then say this is one way to handle things. Now here, for example, if I want to drag and drop, I can also drag and drop, and then it will be updated. But sometimes I want to handle every marketplace separately. So for this case, we have the order images in the product. Okay, now here I can play with all the images and define which one will be assigned to this marketplace and to that marketplace, and then I can shuffle so that the images will look differently. For example, if I have 3 accounts on eBay and I want to put the same item in different accounts, I can shuffle the images so that it will not look the same to eBay. Now, what is important? Okay, this is one way to run it directly from the specific product. But we have added a lot of automation to this. Let's start with the setting page. When we go to settings, okay, inside settings we have the image setting direction, and here this is probably the most important thing. This check mark decides if the images are handled separately for each marketplace and account, or just the same way for all marketplaces. When is it useful the same way for all marketplaces? It's even hard to me to say, but I see this question. Well, probably you will use this when you just don't want to dig too much into the images, but it's hard for me to understand when to use it really. So normally it will be set images order on each marketplaces, and then we have added several things. First, certificates. All of you probably know the certificates inside every product. If I go to inventory, in addition to products, we have also gemstones. On every gemstone there is an ability to add some certificates, which means, you know, to upload the certificate file. Let's take something more relevant. I hope that there are some diamonds here. Is there? Okay, and let's see if we have here some diamond with. We don't have the certificate, but basically I can just upload any picture as a certificate, and this certificate will be shown when I upload the item. Well, this is not the best case, but I can upload the image and it will appear as a certificate. Now, this is one thing, the certificates, and what is more important, when we upload certificates, we can define for every certificate, if I want to the certificate to appear, let's say, on the third page, on the third place in my website, in my Facebook store, in my Etsy, in my Amazon, I can define it that I want the certificate position to be number 3. The start position means that if I have 2 certificates, it will be 3, 4. Now the same thing will be about boxed images. Why is this important? Because previously, and this is very interesting addition that we have made, previously you were working with the boxes as all the programs in the world, they just say, okay, this is one, put it as one of the pictures and that's it. But if eBay allows me 12 pictures, if Etsy allows me 5 pictures, and if I don't want to use, for example, on Amazon to put the picture of the box inside, so I want to differ between the products of image and products of the box. Some interesting use that we saw that people do is if you want to put some promotional image, which you definitely don't want to be the first one in the row. You want it to be somewhere, let's say, number 5. So you can add here any image, any promotional image, and to define that it will appear on number 4. So after I have the box images and certificates, the certificates uploaded, basically what I will do, I will first of all, I will see them separately as boxes and certificates. And even more interesting, what it allows me, now I can shuffle all images inside image products images without being afraid, okay, that the box image or certificate will appear first on some store. So what I will basically do, I will now let's apply some box images. Okay, if I want to assign some box image, I will go to assign box image. I have selected the process, and I will have the box images applied to the specific items. Okay, now so now what I want to do, basically I want to take the items, and I know that the box images are already separated. So what I can basically do, I can shuffle the images. Okay, why is it important? Because sometimes when we create items based on the same model, we know that the images are the same. Let's say we create size 5, size 5.5, 6, 6.5, and so on. So I have 15 items that are just the same from the picture side, and I don't want them to be the same, because I don't want the client to enter my Amazon store and see all the items the same. So what I do want to do, I want to shuffle the images. In this case, it's less interesting because so let's do something on the model. Let's see if we have the same items there. If there are the same, we don't have. I just don't want to take our time on trying. But the idea to make it more visual. But the idea is if we have the same item that we created 20 products in our catalog, I want it to be as diversified as I want. Now, in one case, I can shuffle on all channels so that, sorry, I missed it, yeah, I missed it. Okay, so if I don't want to shuffle on all channels, I can choose the specific channel, okay, and shuffle only on this channel. Which means that the order can be set separate it. Now, if I don't want some pictures to participate in the specific marketplace, I can also remove it not only from the product one by one, but from all products. Now, how can I do it? I can take, for example, I can take the specific picture and say, okay, now I want this, I don't want this picture of the hand, I don't want it to participate anywhere. So what I basically can I can do, I can delete this image and similar images. Now, delete similar images takes, okay, I will take all products. It takes some time because it analyzes all the images. It takes all images like this and removes this, in this case, from the eBay Original store. You will have to revise item after that, but basically this is what it will do. So this way I can both shuffle images, assign both box images, copy images, order and visibility, and delete similar images per specific shop. Now, this of course is on the specific shop. Now, if here I want to take, let's say I have improved my images and I don't want to have, let's say, this image anywhere in my catalog, I can take this image and do the same in System Actions. Okay, I want to delete selected images. This will delete the specific image, and I can do the same, delete similar images. It will go through all my catalog and delete all these images. For example, when we have started to use it, when we found ourselves in the place that we have the box images put inside the regular images. So we asked ourselves, wait a second, so we have a beautiful box images separated. This is great, but how do we make sure that, for example, this box image will never appear in my products? Okay. So what we did, we took these images. Now, in this case, because of test, there are a lot of images, but we can take all these images and we can just, with System Action, delete these images from all, sorry, I have to select, of course, the, let's say, on all pages. It will take some time, right? Because it will analyze all images and take these images from all products. Okay, so we'll see when it's done. And this is the easy way where, for example, I took my items to photography. And I have better images, and some specific image was applied to 20 items, so I don't want to do it one by one. I can just make it, just do it using the product images. So please take a look at the System Actions and remember that there is a lot of abilities that we have added to this page to make it much easier. Now, delete selected images, replace all these things I already suppose that you're aware of. And the last thing related to images, of course, is watermarks. So watermarks are very useful. Watermarks are very useful for the specific seasons and for the specific stores. So, for example, if we have some item that you want to post to 3 marketplaces, but to avoid some misunderstanding on the marketplace, you want to put some different, let's say, logo on it, right? Watermark, some small watermark to position it as 3 different items. So we can apply different watermarks on every account. Now, if we want to upload the watermarks automatically to all items, we can just upload it in the settings. In settings, every image that gets into the system will receive its own watermark with some position, of course. This is the basic part. But what we will usually do, we will define that to every store, to each store, let's say, let's go to eBay.com settings, to the account Original. I can apply some different watermark. Okay, and then I will go just the same in the commercial settings. I can define if to use the default watermark, okay, or hide watermark, don't use a watermark, or set some specific watermark for this account. So the same about the watermark, the same about I wanted just to take a step back and to say that for the box images position and for the certificate images position, you can write down some different number. For example, for eBay, I want to define that it will be 6. The certificate is number, say, 3, and the box image will be number 6. So all the positions of certificates and boxes can be defined on the specific account. For example, if now I'm in Etsy account, I will go to Etsy account, and the same in the commercial setting, I will define where the certificate is placed. Let's say the certificate is placed number 4, and the box image, well, Etsy allows only 5 images, so it will be number 5. So it can be set for each marketplace differently, for every store differently. Okay, this is about images, and I hope now, the last but not least, of course, you can handle it on the product level, and I hope that you have already used the inline editor, right? This is very easy. If in many cases, if we don't have enough items, enough pictures, but we do want to utilize all the slots we have in the marketplace, right? For example, it's very important on Etsy to use all the 5 images. It plays a very important role in the search, right? So Etsy will more likely show the item that has 5 pictures and not 2 pictures. This is how the Etsy algorithm works. So if we want to adjust ourselves, but we only have 2 images, right? The editor will allow us to edit the image. For example, the easiest way. So let's take this image, for example. Okay, it gives us enough place just to crop it. Now, you don't need the Photoshop, right? And then apply, and then you see it's a very basic thing, and apply some contrast and apply some brightness and whatever, right? And well, these are most useful: crop and the brightness and the contrast and sharpness, of course, right? And apply some higher sharpness, and then save it. It will be saved as different item, different picture. So in this case, I will put probably this picture in my understanding. This picture is better, so I will put it somewhere in front. Okay, but if I have to take some item that has 2 pictures, and I want to improve it, let's take something from here. You can sort by the amount of images. No, this is 0. This doesn't help us a lot. So I'll take something, and here I can already see the certificate, the box. Okay, so now I have the item that is really not that fascinating. These are some tests here. Okay, so I have what will we take? So I have this item, and I want to improve the first item. Okay, if I want just to improve it, so I can simply go to edit this image, and inside editing this image, I can, with really 3 clicks, I want to improve the brightness, but not more than 3 clicks. It's really, we don't want anyone to be a Photoshop specialist. That's it, right? and then as I save, and that's it, right? It takes 5 seconds until it's done, but when it's done, the image at the end, what we sell images. So applying all the changes, we have this image better. But if I want to duplicate it so that on Etsy I will have five images, okay, now I do the duplicate, and for example I will take the crop, right? Even that it's cut, right? As if it's a close-up. That's it. Save, and we have an additional image. Now, to move the images, we have to save the product, and then you will be able to move, to drag and drop the images position. So this is about images. Now we have the image inside the picture. Now we have the 5. We click on save, and after we save, it asks us if to revise the item. We just revise the item, and all the things are in the air. I think, okay, now I have signals here that I have to stop so that you'll be able to process all the information. And there was quite a lot. If you have some questions, you can write now in chat, something specific. Basically, today we spoke about images, about improvements in UI and UX, in the copying data, all kinds of copying data. We didn't talk today about import and export. We will do it next webinar. And by the way, let me already announce the next webinar in 2 weeks, unless we get a lot of feedbacks from you that this is very inconvenient time. The next webinar will be exactly in 2 weeks on the 25th, okay, of January. Just a minute. Okay, so now I am getting some assistance here to for you to use the chat. Quite strange. I was sure you were able to use it all the time, but okay. Now, if you have some questions about something that we spoke, whether it's UI or UX or data processing, copy data, or titles, pricing formulas and descriptions, or images handling, you're welcome. Now, I will wait for a minute. If there are some questions. Okay, silence is either everything is clear or nothing is clear. This is what my best teacher always said. Okay, and of course, by this opportunity, I want to remind to all of you that we are. I can hear some question. Okay, I will read it just in a second. And now I have sent in the chat, I have sent the link to those of you who are still not aware, but see from maybe only the new people in Valigara, they have still not had the chance to use it. We have introduced the new ticketing system, which allows us to provide much better support to you. So I have sent in chat the link to our ticketing system so that our support people have all the information in one place, so that you don't work with only one person but with the whole team, so the whole team can answer your questions as quick as possible. So please use the ticketing system. It really allows us to provide you better answers and quicker and more professional, and have all the history accumulated in one place. So this is what we want to do in the end, to have everything in one place, so that also you, when you get your answer, don't have to look for it in your Skype or in your email between another 1000 emails that you have. Everything will be for you in your ticketing system. Now, okay, there is a very right question about the images resolution. Okay, when you revise item inside Valigara, the same, revise the picture, edit the picture inside Valigara. For every channel, you have the definition what is the resolution. Having said that, and the picture will be processed accordingly. Having said that, it's important to understand that we're not working with professional photo editing pictures, so probably this is not Photoshop editing. From our experience, the differences between editing the same item in Photoshop or in the online, the online editor are minor. What is more important is your ability in 3 clicks to have, instead of one picture, 4 pictures, and then pick up the phone, your designer, to your post-processing specialist who will do the same. It will take him 2 weeks and he will do it easily without you being scared that your item is with 1 picture on the marketplace. Okay, so this is about the resolution. Yes, there is a question if the shop in order images refers to company website. Yes, in case you have one of the channels is your vStore, your shop is it's about your site that is created on the website. But I don't see it here. When I speak of shops, I mean, for example, of every marketplace, you can have more than one store, more than one shop. If you have, Gideon, in your case, it will be your website. Yes, you can run the same changes to your website. This is, by the way, a great example. If you have your website built on Valigara and let's say eBay and Amazon, 3 marketplaces, right? 3 channels in Valigara. Of course, the pictures for your website will be different from the pictures from for eBay and Amazon. Now, eBay and Amazon require white background, no reflections, just white on the white. We all know that for jewelry, diamond jewelry, for example, it's not the base scenario. But this is the limitation of eBay and Amazon. And of course, if you have this ability, you will put different items, different pictures inside your shop. This is a very good example. Yeah. Now it's important here just to mention, of course, you can handle all the things not through Valigara, through Excel. This is quite frightening, but this is possible. If you want to set the order for every image, for every marketplace, it's possible also through Excel. In Excel, this is why you have the numbering. You can see now I brought this numbering on the screen. You can say this is you can see here on this explanation. This explanation is there always for you. You can define in the specific image options, right? In Excel, there's a specific field. You can see there in example, if I have 2 images and I want one image to appear only on eBay, only on Etsy, and Sears and Bonanza. So I can define it as images, picture 1 and picture 2 in relations, images relation. 1000 means to all stores on eBay. 3000 means to all stores on Etsy. 4001 means on account number 1 on Sears and account number 1 on Bonanza. Now the second picture, if I want it to appear only on the second account on eBay and second account on Etsy and all accounts on Bonanza and Sears, I will use the different numbers you can see in the example. So we really hope that you will match all the images inside Valigara, and we do a lot, so it will be very easy and useful. You can copy, for example, you can set images inside the model and then propagate it to all items based on this model. You can do it on the product images page. You can do it inside specific page. On all levels of your catalog, you can run it very effectively. But if you still prefer to run it through Excel, you can export and import all this information to Excel and import back, including the main images, including the images order for every marketplace. Okay, just a minute, I will go through the questions. Okay, yeah, okay, this is, okay, Nemanja asks about the title generators. Thank you very much for the question. It's a really great question. Can we set the maximum length of the title? Of course, of course. When I create, okay, so let's go back not to formulas but to title templates. I create some title template. Doesn't matter what I write there, right? Okay, so I create some title. Now, when I create the title, I still don't know what will be the length, right? For example, if I use, if I add a field, something like dimension or length. Now, this is not interesting. For example, product. Okay, here I have the metal title. So I put the metal title, and by the way, this is the priority. I put the metal title with a priority 100. This is most important thing for me. Okay. Now this I will put with 10. This I will put, for example, as we said, the new unique. Okay, handmade. I didn't save it. Why? Okay. Now I save this thing. Now I want to know that when I apply the title generator, it will be exactly the amount of characters that I want. How I do it? When I apply it inside the catalog, I select the items, of course, right? And after I select the items, I go to System Actions, and then I use the Create Title. I can define the maximum length. So I can define 80, and if I want to use the same, let's say, by the way, if there is something that Valigara knows its length, it will put it automatically, right? Like eBay, have eBay title, for example. Okay, it will be always 80 because this is what eBay allows. But if it does not, so for example, I want to put some field, some text field, BigCommerce title, it's your website. It can be whatever you want. So let's say 110. So once I apply whatever, right? I apply some generator, I can limit, and it will go through all the items, through all the items in the generator. This is not a good example. Okay, here. So for example, if I have 90, 20, and then 0 and 10 and 100, if I have enough place for everything, then everything will be inside, will be here inside. But let's say for some reason I don't have enough place, so it will throw away things with the lowest priority. So if I have 100 items I apply at once, okay, in some, let's say in one place we have gold, In some other place item, we have the sterling silver. So sterling silver is much longer. So I don't have enough time, so it will be dropped. This is how it works. It calculates all the length according to priority and drops out things if there is not enough place. And the same, if we have more place that we planned that we need, we can accomplish it with, as we said, gift for her, okay, or jewelry gift, or of course Valentine's now, right? Gift and gift for sister, whatever. So we can compose it such way so it will take exactly the amount of characters that we have. But it's important that, as you probably know, the generators for Etsy will be different from generators to eBay and different from generators to Amazon. Okay. Social images on Facebook. The social model, okay, there is another thing. The social, it does not work. Okay, the social model works slightly different from Facebook. The social model takes only the main images of items. So there is no really importance of social in the images order page. But in the Facebook store, of course, you do, because there are 5. It's normal that you have 5 images or 20 images in your Facebook store. So this is why the social is not in images order. With another questions, I hope that I have answered all of them about images. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum. Okay, I'm really getting yeah, science here that we have used, that I have used all the time that I was allowed. We had the 1.5 hour, and I really appreciate that you were alert in this time. All this time, I hope that you didn't get asleep. Yes, welcome. Yeah, to all of you. Now I have another question. To do different types of someone is not okay with. Yeah, as I explained, I hope that, okay, I already see that there was a question and I already answered this. Of course, it's very important to use titles generators to, okay, I will go one step back and I will say, the whole idea of Valigara as a system is to reuse the existing data. So if we have some title generator, by the way, Nemanji, to your question, if we have some title generator, for example, template, right? Let's save it. We already know that we have some title generator, and it's very nice, but we also know that the eBay titles are different from Amazon titles, right? So I will take some good title generator and take a look. I duplicate it. I will go back to the previous, maybe I clicked too quickly, but I will duplicate the existing title generator and slightly differ it, slightly change it. It doesn't have to be really a huge change, but if I will take some, okay, something like here, and I will just add here, add free field, and add here, for example, by the way, Karat, and then C, and then TCW, and then whatever it is, right? I'm not, maybe not putting it in the right place, but I will slightly change it, and all the, for example, here, Okay, so I will put like this. There is almost no change if I put here main gemstone weight 2.01, and then in one place it will be carat, in another place it will be C, and then K, I don't know, carat, if we want to make it like this, and then TCW. In this case, there is no chance, almost no chance to duplication, but I will adjust it. In one place I will put it in the way that Amazon likes. In another way I will put it that eBay likes. For Amazon bullets it will be different. For eBay subtitle it will be different. Of course, I will adjust it, and adjust it also with the amount of allowed letters. Okay. Yeah, I think that that it already, I have already covered all the questions. So, as I said, some very important things. Let's go back to our administrative part today. It's very important for us to hear your feedback. Always, please, if you find things that you think of some other better use, different use, just tell us. All the things that we have implemented here, they come from you, of course, from our trading team, who does the job here, and we see where they can be more effective, but also a lot of things that were done by your impact, by your recommendation. So use the ticketing system. It will leave all the history of your questions for you, always accessible. Sometimes when we answer things, they are not always get clear, and if it's something on Skype, you have to scroll your Skype pages and pages and your inbox with thousands of emails. Use the ticketing systems with all questions, problems, and requests. We are always very open. There will be, for example, now we had some requests to Watermarks to be improved. Be in touch with us, and the next webinar will be on 25th of January. We have a very important theme to cover. We didn't have enough time for today, which is product variations. We have changed the work, extended the work we use with variations, and some other themes. So this is the 25. Good. If there are no questions, I will count till 10. If there are no questions, I really appreciate your time. I know that all of us have a lot of things to do, and I really appreciate your time. And I very much believe that Valigara is your professional tool, and you as a professional using it every day. It's very important that you continue to find out these tasty things, small tasty things that really save a lot of time, because as all of us know, there is no end in the trading work, in the e-commerce work. So please do the things that no machine can do. Think, plan, and let the robots, let the servers, the Valigara servers, to do the dirty job, the black work for you. Yeah, thank you too, and I really look forward for the next webinar. I agree with you, Milancha. I think that it really will be helpful. I plan to run these webinars here with the team at least once in 2 weeks, and we will see how much information you were able to proceed. If you see, by the way, that this webinar was too long, or you want it to be longer, or you want it to be more often, we have a lot of development here in Valigara. I'm sure we will have what to tell you Even if I do webinars every day, I'm sure that there will be enough information. Good. So thank you too. Thanks a lot to everyone. I very much hope to see you on the 25. And all questions, ticketing system, we're always here. Please feel free to contact us.